Right. Welcome, everyone. This is wonderful. We're so happy to have you here. We are going to open the doors to everyone today of our little community that is hopefully going to become a really big community. We are very passionate about what we do. And we have an approach that's maybe not the common approach that you will find with people who care about nature, care about the planet. Our approach is a little bit different because it comes more from the inside. We care about humanity as part of nature and part of the planet. We don't think, even though you might be tempted to think so sometimes when you look what's happening around, that we are like parasites, some horrible creatures that are destroying everything, that are eating everything up, that are making everything dirty and just leaving wasteland behind them. And there is an aspect of that. Humanity is finding its way, it's evolving, and this is coming at a certain cost for sure. But this will not be forever. This is a momentary kind of temporary kind of phase. And the way humanity is evolving, the way consciousness is evolving, we are slowly coming back to recreating a very healthy, very profound relationship with nature, with our planet. So we believe that looking after humanity is the best way of looking after nature. When every one of us finds a strong, secure connection to their own soul, we will be automatically connected to nature, because we are part of nature. We are part of this planet. We are part of this universe. All parts are interacting, are bound together. It's very difficult to just consider one part and forget the rest. We've done that for some time. There are certainly some big, imbalances out there, but this does not have to be forever. And when we start looking at humanity, at every individual that forms humanity, and when every individual finds their way back to themselves, we as a whole will find our way back to nature. So our vision is that, the vision of a moment when we are back to that, and when we understand that nature does not have to be depleted and like there's no tomorrow, that nature is intrinsically, eternally abundant. And then the moment we understand that, we won't have to fear scarcity, we won't have to fear lack, we will just thrive as part of a thriving nature. Humans are naturally abundant, they thrive as nature thrives. And this is the only thing that's missing. This is the link, this is the thought link that people are not making at the moment. The moment we understand that, we are back to what's meant for us. So there's 5 of us, as you might have seen from our letters and from our website, maybe there's 5 of us. Rachel will probably not show up today. She's in baby heaven or baby hell, depending on the sleep patterns of her little one. And but she's with us in spirit, and she's wonderful. You'll meet her very soon, I'm sure. I would like to introduce Johnny first and ask him to talk to us, to tell us why he's one of our co-founders, what his journey is, and share anything he likes with us about himself and about his profession and about his world.
Yes, thank you, Simona. So, hi everyone. My name is Johnny Falk, and I'm 32 years old and from Sweden. So, I would like to share a little bit about my story and how I came to be here. So, growing up, actually, the other kids were quite mean to me, and this made me stuck in my fear. And in my family, there was quite a lot of love and caring, but they were only doing things that other people were doing. And I was feeling stuck in the prison of my own mind. So I was wondering, what if there's something more to life? What if something else was possible? So I started searching, and I was becoming interested in spirituality, and that drove me to go to Australia actually and do a course there where I learned about this tool called intuition. And using intuition, I learned that I could break free from the mind and go beyond it. And this was such a liberating feeling, because what limits us in our lives is the lies we tell ourselves in our mind. It's false beliefs that pass down from generation to generation. Yeah, so breaking free from the mind, it frees up our lives and enables us to see things in a new light, to see what is possible. And this is my life purpose, to illuminate what is possible. And what I do is I offer coaching sessions to people to help them get unstuck and to see what is really possible for them. If you want to get in contact with me, you can of course do it through the website, where I will also be holding webinars about what intuition is and much more. So yeah, I hope to see you there. Thank you from me.
Hi everyone, I'm Stefan. I'm from Austria, and it was a bit similar than to Johnny's. Also my childhood, I got to understand that I'm a bit different. I had a skin disease, and I was marked and mobbed from others about that. And I had to learn like how to cope with that. And then there was a second part in my life, a second event in my life where I got to choose like who is going to be my godfather, right? And there was the question, how do you make that decision as a 14-year-old? And in the end, I chose my uncle, who is a shaman, like who is trained in spiritual training in that sense. And he would invite me to a fire run. So you would run on coals, 800 degrees hot. And when I was 14 years old, I already learned like what we are capable of within our mind. Like training our mind and be focusing on the goal that we want to achieve, just walking this 12-meter long coal carpet, basically 800 degrees hot, is possible if you believe in it. And it was the moment where I learned like anything's possible if you believe in it. It took me a while to really integrate that in my life, to be honest. And I was off and on meditating, also with the support of my uncle, of course. It took me a while to really have that in my life. And always in my life, I was motivated through the thought that we have to take better care of our nature. Once I saw the news, and it was about acid rain, that deeply touched me when I saw like woods dying because of this acid rain. And I thought, like, how can people do that to Mother Earth? And more like these events came up where I saw like how people treat the earth. One of my first jobs in school, I was working as a garbage collector. I would see like these garbage dumps and landfills every day for 1 month. And I saw how huge they are and how much they stink. And I was just shocked, like what people just toss away that could easily be reused, right? So there's a saying, it's only waste if you waste it, right? So if you reuse it and make use of it, it's not waste. Or if you just recycle, I mean, that's a common practice anyways in our today's life. So fast forward, with that, stuck with that thought that I want to contribute to the better of our earth, this kept me motivated throughout my technical career and throughout everything I do, throughout the difficult studies and everything. And I thought I would be a technician that supports with the knowledge to Mother Earth. It changed. I was a product manager then, and it was not so much about environmental protection back then. It changed, and last year I transitioned from being a product manager to being a mental fitness trainer, and I support people to really be able to live their dream. I do that I train them, that they rediscover the superpowers in themselves. And the dream that they want to reach is usually either they want to found their own business, they have this dream of how their business could be, how they really thrive with having their own business, or they want to make the shift to their career, to their dream career, but they just hesitate and they don't believe in themselves right now. So help them to rediscover themselves and to make that step towards their dream. I've just some 3-4 pictures of myself, and then I hand over to Andre. Can I share the screen briefly? Now, yeah, that's me. This is me grounding in the woods. And on the left side, this is the view from my balcony. I live in Austria near Salzburg, surrounded by beautiful Austrian mountains. In summer, I go hiking. Otherwise, I do ski mountaineering throughout the year. I do Via Ferrata. I love to do road bike. This was me with a couple of friends climbing one of the highest mountains in Austria, the Großglockner. And me and my partner, we love to hike. Yes, that's me. And you can also find me on my private webpage on stefanbiener.com. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Stefan. Let's see if Andre is, let's see if he's available. He was a second ago.
I'm in.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi. So I'm so glad to be here in our first launch of Keepers of Mother Earth. I'm so proud that we are making this. As you can see, I'm in the middle of the run with my friends. We are doing 100 kilometers run in beautiful day in Slovenia. So I'm sorry, I'm so excited. My journey started 2 years ago when I started to listen Mind Valley podcast, and then I joined certification for life coach, where I met Simona and Stefan, and then we started after we finished the certification with Johnny and Rachel, this community, which I find very inspiring, and I think we are doing really great job. So as you can see, my favorite hobby is running in nature. Maybe okay, I'm back, and we have this 6th annual run with my friends, so it's a very good energy, and we are all enthusiastic about environment and spiritual life, and these things we are doing here I'm so proud. As I said, I'm a life coach, so I have my own practice. I'm working now for more than regular job. My job is I'm electrical engineer, so I'm in totally different position. I very much care for environment, and I don't know. I'm so overwhelmed and excited. I don't know what else to say. So I can maybe show you. We are just in the middle of woods. Here are my friends. We are in the middle of the natural habitat of the bear. So here in Slovenia, we have 1,100 bears, and we are just in the middle of the where they live. But we are counting on our Mother Earth that she will protect us and that everything will be okay. So right now we are on the second half. We are on 55th kilometer. So I hope to see you again at 3 p.m. I'm very glad that we finally made it, and it's so nice to see all of you connected.
Thank you, Andrei. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Keep running. That's wonderful. I'm so jealous. I want to see a bear too. I absolutely adore bears. Hope you see a sweet little one and show it to us.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'll say a couple of things about myself too. I would like to share my screen with you and give you an idea. Right. So I live in the south of Spain. I live in a very beautiful part of the world. I'm not from here. I was born in Switzerland. I'm half Swiss, half Italian. I've been living here in the south of Spain for 8 years now. This is very close to Malaga, so this is the Mediterranean side of Andalusia. And if you could look across the sea there's Morocco. It's the southernmost part of Europe, and I was living in Switzerland before that. Amazing landscape, wonderful nature, but so cold, and this is not something I can cope with. So my husband and he grew up in the Caribbean, even worse than me. I grew up in southern Italy. We chose to come to a beautiful, warm place to live. Nature here is absolutely amazing. We live in a little country house in the style of here. These houses are just bungalows. People here build one room, then they add another room, then they add another room, and the house grows like that. And they are actually really small, but they keep the heat out. And it doesn't really matter that they're small, because apart from when you're in your office or something working, you spend most of your time outside. So this is something amazing about nature here. Stuff that grows is lots of citrus fruits, oranges, lemons, all of that kind of trees. This is all in my garden. Here I'm showing you, I don't know if you know this kind of lemon. This is called Buddha's hand. They're green now. This picture was taken yesterday. These are really small now, but then they become like that big and screaming yellow. What we have here is figs. We have almonds, medlars. It's actually really lush vegetation. What grows here is jasmine, all sorts of stuff. What is a bit special about this area is that it gets very dry. And so even now, I will show you in a second, this is part of our garden, and we have pebbles on the ground because it gets so dry starting in spring that you cannot really have lawns or any of that. We are at the end of April, and this is how the ground is. This is what it looks like. It's tough nature here. It's sweet on one side, but it's actually rather rough when it comes to water, and things are not improving. So Spain is doing a lot about water, and this is very interesting. In our house, we have water recycling. All the water we use for the house, like any shower you take, any washing machine, anything, will then go for watering the plants, which means that we can only use very natural soaps and stuff, because it all goes into the ground afterwards. Everything is watered like that with drippers, so the water only goes where it needs to go. You can see my salads here, or courgettes. You see the trees are the same, our orange trees. They all have these tubes that bring the water exactly where it needs to go, and we're not wasting a single drop of it. Stuff grows really, really well. It's really, really nice. The other thing about me, apart from living out in nature and looking after all these plants, is I look after a big family of animals. These are all rescue animals. They are my babies. We are going to have an animal shelter at some stage. For now, we live in this little house you've seen, and there's only so many family members we can add. We have 8 now. And but we're looking at opening a real shelter where we can have dozens of cats, dogs, whoever needs shelter. Probably there's going to be ponies and donkeys and pigs and I don't know, all of that. This is a thing in Andalusia. Animals are often treated badly and abandoned. And so there are a lot of people here taking them, rescuing them, rehoming them. I'm terrible. I can't rehome anyone. When I take them, I just want to keep them. They become family. I love them too much. So I think that love of nature is probably the biggest thing about me. It ranges from plants and animals, all of that. Concerns about sustainability. What we also have, for example, it's just small things. We're just a tiny little household, but we have solar panels, which means that we are almost off the grid. You can't legally be off the grid in Spain, but we just have the minimal interaction that's needed with the grid. And apart from that, we're producing our own. There's huge amounts of sun here. This is a big treasure that would need to be used and made the most of it, which is not really happening at the moment, but hopefully they will start understanding how important all of that is. I think that our planet has undergone a few big changes. There have been already 4 mass extinctions, ice ages, hot patches, too hot for plants or animals to live. Our planet goes up and down over millions of years. It does that from time to time. And we are probably in a phase that's going again from cold to warm. There's a lot of talk about climate change. I don't think we'll go a lot into any of that here on the platform. I think what's relevant to us now, what's relevant to humanity, is that we don't poison our environment so much. I mean, the planet will go on with or without us, but nature, as we know it now, our environment, needs us as much as we need it. And so I think this is my main, if I have to choose, I love many things, but if I have to choose one thing that's really the closest to my heart, it's probably this. It's probably how we fit into nature, how we can support nature, and how nature supports us, and how we are just part of it, actually. My background quickly, I've been a life coach for as long as I can remember, probably since 2nd grade or something, and teaching people to sing also. I've been coaching them vocally, and when you coach an artist, apart from the skills you teach them, it goes so deep into life coaching, into how you bring your art forth, how you sell yourself as an artist, how you overcome stage fright and all of that. Am I good enough? Why should the world listen to me? Why should the world look at me? All of that. So that brings up a lot of fears, a lot of emotions. And that's why I've been used to life coaching like forever, at least actively for 2 decades, if not more. Nowadays, I'm still coaching singers. This is a big passion of mine because I still believe this is an amazing path to personal development. it's an amazing skill that I love to teach, because when people start singing, they flourish as a person also, not only as a singer, their voice, their technique, but as a person. When you learn any art, any artistic skill. Here just today in our audience, we have a couple of visual artists, a couple of painters, people who do amazing things, and they know very well how creativity brings people to just give the best and to connect with their souls, which is our and my main concern. I work as a life coach. No matter if I'm teaching people to sing or not, I keep the two separate when people are not singers. I come from mainstream life coaching, plus spiritual life coaching, plus intuitive life coaching, plus nutrition and health coaching. My approach to everything is very holistic. As I said before, I don't think you can ever look at one thing and forget all the rest, because all aspects of our lives are interrelated and deeply connected. So yeah, I want happy humanity and happy nature. That's all I want. I'm not asking for much. That's all I want. So trying to give my small contribution here. I'm not alone. I have these incredible colleagues who are working on the same project with me. And when I see how we all come together and how everyone is so passionate and how we all believe that this is not only a dream but possibility, and how everyone is contributing and really wanting to create something, I'm really humbled. I mean, these people are amazing. I believe that the synergy can be quite spectacular. So thank you, my wonderful, wonderful, wonderful co-founders of Keepers of Mother Earth. I'm absolutely I'm in awe of all of you. I'm so happy to share this with as many people as possible, and let's take it from here. We've set the first stone. Let's see where this can go.